What is up, NHL fans, hockey fans, my sports bettors? It's Bob from oddsjam with my NHL best bets for today. Folks, I'd like to remind you all while we're here, the Bet MGM and PointsBet sign-up bonuses are down below in the links along with Underdog Fantasy, Thrive Fantasy Deposit Match. Go check it out now. I'm going to share my screen. Let's get to the action. We got 4 picks we're going to make today. Lots of stuff going on. First game we're starting off with right away. Red Wings and Bruins. Folks, the totals yesterday were great, 2-1, and we are having a great start to the year. We're going to continue it. I will be telling you what the record is as we go forward. In this game, I like the under. Detroit is a much improved team. Boston, with Jim Montgomery as coach, has solidified their defense, their penalty kill. I'm going the under 6.5 total goals, minus 115 on FanDuel. oddsjam perfect line of minus 112. We will take this bet right now. And let's look for a player shots on goal player prop. As I've done with every single one of these videos, we are going to go with one player in shots. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go with Dylan Larkin over 2.5 player shots on goal, minus 135 on DraftKings. Let's add that to our bet tracker right now. That is minus 141 on the perfect line. All right, as you know, we can take this drop down and go down to the next game, which is Edmonton and Chicago. Edmonton went into St. Louis, won last night, but you know what? The defense of Chicago is not as good, even though the Blackhawks are off to a good start. I'm going with the over in this game. A couple of offensive teams, minus 102, over 6.5 goals, minus 102 on the perfect line, minus 105 on Caesars. We will add that to our bet tracker right now. And let's look for a player shots on goal player prop. Pretty simple. Seth Jones, over 2.5 player shots on goal, plus 125 on DraftKings. The oddsjam perfect line is plus 105. Tremendous value there. Let's hit Seth on that. Next game is the Washington Capitals and the Dallas Stars, was thinking about picking a winner in this game, but once again, I am going to the total. And in this particular case, I'm going to the alternate lines. Over 6.5 player, or under 6.5 total goals, minus 135. Good value on BetMGM, minus 133 on the perfect line. Let us add that to this mix. And let's get us a player shots on goal player prop. And in this particular case, let's go with Joe Pavelski. Pavelski at over 2.5 player shots on goal, plus 125 on DraftKings. It's plus 120 on the perfect line. Once again, we are finding value with player shots on goal. Probably the best hockey player prop that there is. All right, and then finally, our last game is going to be the Winnipeg Jets at the Los Angeles Kings. And people are going to think that I'm taking a crazy risk here, but I'm going for it. I'm going to take the Kings minus 1.5. I believe that they are the better team and that they will prove it tonight. And as time goes on through the season, definitely prove it. Plus 182 on the perfect line, or Pinnacle, sharpest book in the world. Plus 180 on PointsBet. Let's add it to the bet tracker right now. And finally, let us find us a player shots on goal player prop. And as I look through here it is. Andre Kempe at minus 155, over 2.5 player shots on goal. We will go with that play right there. All right. Now let's go to the positive EV page and let's just knock this down to just hockey, folks. Just hockey. And here's how we're going to do it. We are going to go to our filters. We're going to go to sport. And we're going to click hockey. And we are going to go with all of the markets. And we're going to clear the market with refresh. And let's take a look at what we've got here. Matthew Tkachuk over 3.5 player shots on goal. You probably are going to jump on this one. I would, definitely. Plus 110, by the way. David Pastrnak over 4.5 player shots on goal. 54% shot ahead, and I like this one too. Pastrnak and Tkachuk shoot the puck a lot. Matt Duchene over 2.5 player shots on goal on Underdog Fantasy. We should hit that one too. Jordan Kyrou over 2.5 player shots on goal. Let's hit that one too. And there are many, many more in this. Lots of Underdog Fantasy. That's why you got to go to Underdog Fantasy right now. Okay? Right now, below is the link. Go to Underdog Fantasy and sign up. $100 deposit match. Also on Thrive Fantasy too. Let's look at what we hit here. We went with the Bruins and the Red Wings under 6.5 goals on FanDuel. Dylan Larkin over 2.5 player shots on goal on DraftKings. Caesars, we've got the Blackhawks and the Oilers over 6.5 goals on Caesars. Seth Jones over 2.5 player shots on goal. In the Stars and Capitals game, under 6.5 total goals on BetMGM. Joe Pavelski over 2.5 player shots on goal on DraftKings. And finally, the Kings, minus 1.5 on the puck line on PointsBet. And then Adrian Kempe over 2.5 player shots on goal on DraftKings. Followed by some positive EV plays with Matthew Tkachuk over 3.5 player shots on goal on BetMGM. David Pastrnak over 4.5 player shots on goal on BetMGM. Matt Duchene over 2.5 player shots on goal on Underdog Fantasy. And Jordan Kyrou over 2.5 player shots on goal on Underdog Fantasy. That is my NHL best bets for today. Thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Got more to come. We'll see you later. Let's keep on winning.